Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the year that was from leaders of AUB clubs. My name is Talia Kattura. I'm going to be the moderator of today's discussion, as well as I'm the current co-executive English editor of Outlook newspaper. Today, we're going to have a conversation with some of the students who were deeply involved in campus life and who were part of organizations that made headlines along the way. We're going to dig deep into the highlights of the past year, the challenges that they faced, and we're going to see how the experience was from their perspective. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce the speakers. First up, we have Maria Shirvanian, editor-in-chief of Outlook newspaper. Then we have Yasmin Al-Maaz, partnership manager of AUB Outdoors. Then we're going to proceed with Hosni Antar, secretary general of Bayman. Then we have Rana Al-Masri, head of logistics at AUB Yearbook. And last but not least, we have Khalil Fayyad, one of the organizers of the rally paper. Thank you all for being here. I'm sure it's going to be a very fruitful discussion. To start our conversation, I would like to open up with a general question that's going to set the tone for the rest of our discussion, which is, what does your organization stand for? And here we're not just talking about the events or the highlights of the year, even though you can shed light on that. What is the deeper mission and the values that drive your organization? We're going to start with Maria.
Thank you, Talia, for the lovely introduction. So Outlook is the official AUB student-led newspaper. Our mission is to amplify student voices where they talk about various topics across different subsections and sections. But most importantly, our main mission is to report on AUB students' history. And this is what we're doing.
Great, thank you, Maria. Yasmin?
Thank you, Talia. AUB Outdoors is not just a festival, it's a symbol of what leadership, diversity, and collaboration between students can accomplish. Thanks to the Office of Student Affairs for their trust and their empowerment for our students. And of course, Outdoors also demonstrates AUB's core values of diversity and inclusion.
Amazing, thank you, Yasmin. Hosni?
Thank you, Talia. Bayman, Beirut Model United Nations, stands for the values of diplomacy. We witness and we have the delegate experience during our committee sessions. And at the same time, it replicates and reflects the UN guidelines that we actually proceed with during our conference.
Thank you, Hosni. Rana?
Thank you, Talia, for having us here. So, AUB Yearbook's mission is to, through a book, to preserve and share our memories, our campus life, our students and staff. That thanks to them, we are able to host all of this.
Yes, exactly.
Through a book.
Thank you, Rana. Khalil?
The AUB Rally Paper's mission is for students and participants to be, to have fun, to make memories, to be wild, extreme, in order to, give back to the community and be charitable.
Thank you so much for your answers. Now that we set the tone for the discussion, we're going to dive into specifics, into each organization. We're going to start with Outlook newspaper with Maria. My first question for you, Maria, is the following. Outlook started later than usual this year, as you know. Yet you managed to put up 4 publications and multiple initiatives. How did you build a team and keep things on track in such a limited time? Over to you.
Thank you for this question, Talia. It's actually part of volume 57 that we started in January. So basically, for those who don't know, the editor-in-chief usually is selected by the Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Naila Al-Aql, and the previous editor-in-chief, which is Rina Ta'an. They were supposed to select the new editor-in-chief back in September of 2024, but the war hindered this process. And so they only selected me in January of this year, late January. And so I had to form a team in a couple of days. But I was able to do that thanks to the guidance of the dean and the mentorship of Rina, who is now like a sister to me. And as for the events and the recruitment and everything that we were able to do this year, it's all thanks to the board, to you, Talia,
Thank you,
Dina,
Maria.
Nadir, Magda, Hisham, and Jana. I'm really, really thankful that I have such a dedicated and talented team who was able to put up a bigger team of 120 people in Outlook
Mhm.
to be able to operate the way we did.
Thank you, Maria, and it's definitely reflective of your leadership as well.
Thank you.
On to the second question. So this year, Outlook launched its first ever Legacy Night. So it brought alumni across different generations together through a community gathering. My question to you is, what inspired the idea and how did the team bring it to life?
That's actually a really nice story because, okay, so this year I think this was our star event. It was the event that actually got the most traction and the best feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was in my professor's office. Her name is Dr. Rima Rasi, and we were talking about my extracurriculars. And I really cannot describe the moment I told her I was the editor-in-chief of Outlook. I saw her eyes light up, and she told me that she was an Outlook alumna herself. She used to be a staff writer back when she was a student. And so I invited her to our GA, but she couldn't attend. So I promised her that we would do something to honor our alumni later on during the year. And this is what we did.
Yeah.
And during this dinner, Dr. Ibrahim Khouri, the president's advisor, attended. Dr. Rima Rasi herself, Judy Sikariye, the managing director of Outlook last year, and Dr. Tasneem Shaban, who is now in Lorient Today, our newest partners. It was a really wholesome event because we had Outlook alumni from like all across generations, you
Yeah.
know, and so it was so nice.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing, Maria. And my final question to you is, Outlook has covered major campus events this year. What does it take to report on a developing story in real time? And how do you strike a balance between speed and accuracy?
So reporting takes a lot of coordination between the team because we need one reporter or two, a videographer from the media team. The reporters are usually from the English section,
Yeah.
as you already know. And then we need someone to put the video together, like a producer or something, also from the media team. Usually we prepare our questions beforehand, but a lot of times we also don't because we would like to tailor our questions based on the event itself and on each
Like
person.
what's happening?
Yeah, like for example, when we reported on Beirut 2030, we tailored each question to each group. Now, this year is the first year we introduced reports in video format. And that is because we wanted to reach a wider audience because we know that not a lot of people read nowadays. And so we were able to do that. I think it was very successful because it's really nice to see yourself posted on social media and being part of a project that's bigger than you and you know that has a purpose.
Yeah.
And so the message we were trying to deliver here is that we're here, we see you, and we want your voice to be heard.
I'm glad to hear that, Maria. Thank you. Before we move on to AUB Outdoors, I have a question about Outlook to everyone. So as you know, Outlook covered each one of your events. I wanted your feedback on what did you think of Outlook's coverage of your events this year? Maybe we can start with you, Yasmin.
I think Outlook's coverage for AUB Outdoors was actually one of its kind, and I actually very welcomed the idea at first when
Yeah.
the Outlook team approached us to cover AUB Outdoors, since AUB Outdoors is an event for everyone, not just the students of AUB, but for everyone in our community, the Lebanese community. So I truly appreciate the work that you've put together, and I wish you guys enjoyed attending AUB Outdoors.
Okay, thank you so much, Yasmin, for the heartfelt
Thank you,
words.
Yasmin.
Hosni, what did you think?
Thank you, Talia, for giving me that question. When it comes to Outlook's coverage on Bayman, I can truly appreciate the effort that was placed by the reporters due to the connection that I have witnessed with the delegates and with the chairs and with the Bayman Secretariat. Adding to that, we had me as a campus reporter in Outlook. I had multiple chances to witness the hard work that was placed when it came to the events that I attended to report on. And adding to that, as a writer in Outlook, I witnessed the dedication of the Outlook board and at the same time, the coordination that happened between all of its members. So
Thank you.
a huge thank you goes to all of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you to you too.
Of course.
Rano.
Thank you for having us here. I think the presence of Outlook in AUB yearbook is very important because the moment where we get to shoot the pictures for the students is one of the memorable moments for every student graduating. And it's very hectic. And their presence there helps us catch the cute moments of students hugging each other, students excited to take the excited but also stressed to take the picture. Their last picture, it's like the last moment at AUB. Not only also to show the behind the scenes of AUB yearbook that takes approximately a year to build this book. So yeah, thank you so much for being present and catching every moment, and you're amazing, guys.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to cover it.
Thank you.
Khalid, on to you.
Thank you, Talia. I believe that Outlook this year outdone themselves. So I actually had the chance to meet Maria for the first time on site in our base in Hamra at the Wish campus during the rally paper. And they were there during both days, so they were present all the time. And I was surprised that they were able to write and to kind of report everything that happened in an unfiltered way. And it was also very convenient to us. That was really what we wanted to be delivered to students. So we didn't have to tell them do this, do that. It just came all together, all alone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your insights, Maria and everyone. Now we're gonna turn to AUB Outdoors with Yasmin. Yasmin, I'm gonna start off with the first question, which is, the theme of AUB Outdoors this year was Lebanese summer, and it shaped the tone. A lot of people talked about it. Who first came up with the concept of that theme, and what was the creative thinking behind it?
The theme of Lebanese summer was actually chosen early on in the planning by our theme committee, which is composed of the CEO, the visual design, marketing, and production managers. It was born out of the desire to celebrate the richness and the culture of Lebanon, which I think and believe it's something we all cherish collectively.
Yes. Thank you, Yasmin. We're gonna move on to the second question, which is the following. With over 700 student organizers, Outdoors is bound to face unexpected challenges. Can you walk us through a moment of crisis or high pressure, and how did your team manage to stay on track?
So as a partnership manager, one of the main challenges my team and I faced was securing deals in a year marked with deep national uncertainty. Partners and sponsors were hesitant in paying the non-refundable payments in order to be present at AUB Outdoors. So we had to build a level of trust that we never had to build before. And I'm greatly grateful for my team that we were able to build this level of trust between us and the sponsors and partners who are now, their feedback speaks, the feedback of people and the sponsors also speak for itself. So we're greatly grateful for this.
Thank you, that's very remarkable. To the final question, which is the question that everyone's waiting for. Saint Laurent was a major highlight of Outdoors this year, as everyone knows, I guess. How did that collaboration come together, and what was the process like in bringing him on board?
Booking Saint Laurent was actually a calculated risk that paid off, since it took a lot of budgeting and planning, negotiation, and we had to set the bar high. And I think we did. And I can't wait to see what AUB Outdoors 2026 has for us.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Now, before we finish with AUB Outdoors, I have a general question again for everyone else. Did you get a chance to attend Outdoors this year? If so, what did you think of the experience? Did anything stand out to you? Even if you didn't go, did you see anything on social media that basically brought up your attention? Let's start with Maria.
So actually, as you already know, I attended Outdoors.
And you covered it.
And I did. It was a very fun experience. It was the second time I actually watched Saint Laurent in concert. And this is really what made me excited to come. I mean, I was going to come anyway to cover it, but it was a very, very fun experience. There was a big crowd, which was understandable because it was Saint Laurent. But I know that Outdoors this year was really focused on entertainment more than games. But I think it was very successful.
Thank you, Maria. Hosni?
Well, when it comes to Outdoors, I was there as an assistant of operations. I had the chance to witness the efforts placed by the Outdoors cabinet. Of course, I saw Yasmin there running the whole show as usual. And at the same time, I had the chance to witness also the coverage of Outlook. Since I saw Maria at the exit of Outdoors, I was an assistant at the exit. So when it comes to the preparations it takes for Outdoors, it's a huge amount, it's a bulk of preparations. And at the same time, as an assistant there, we saw the efforts that were placed and the things that occur and the things that you do not expect to occur during Outdoors. Yet we always coped out with it, and it turned out to be amazing. And San Levan is a lovely individual.
Thank you, Hosni, for your answer. Rana?
Thank you, Talia. I've been going to AUB Outdoors from when I was a kid till today. So it was a different feeling of attending AUB Outdoors when I'm an actual adult now. But most importantly, I wanted to support my friends that worked very hard to achieve this event. And I think this event was successful and it was very entertaining. And also it gave us a glimpse of the Lebanese summer that we all adore.
Yes, thank you, Rana. Khalid?
Yes, so for the AUB Outdoors, I unfortunately wasn't able to be or to make it because I was abroad. But you will never understand the FOMO feeling I had. So I remember being in my hotel room in Dubai and watching the 5 first stories on my Instagram account. Then I decided to just shut off my phone. I stayed 24 hours so that the stories.
So that they stop showing.
This was the biggest FOMO I've had for years, not just this year. So that's pretty much it.
We're definitely gonna see him in 2026.
Yes, you're definitely coming to the.
Yes.
Thank you, Khalid, for your answer. Okay, now we're gonna shift gears to Bayman. So it's a very different kind of event than Outdoors, but definitely a unique and impactful one. So Hosni, let's talk about that. First question is, you've increased the number of conference participants from last year's 350 to approximately 700 delegates. This is a record number for Bayman, right?
Yep.
What do you think contributed most to the significant growth?
Well, to start with, I would like to mention the teams that worked on the conference, the committees team, responsible for the material that is given to the delegates, the media team for their coverage, sponsorship team for the sponsorship deals, and most importantly, logistics and operations, and definitely the communication team, since they were also the people responsible for bringing that number on. When it comes to Bayman, most people look at it as only a conference, yet the requirements and procedures that we go through in order to build this conference up from ground is remarkable due to the efforts placed by the teams. So once you look at each team, at each Undersecretary General, at each team leader, the Director General, Rank Lib, everyone, the efforts that were placed in by the General Secretaries, Layan Hamza, Melania Tame, the whole team is focused only on one thing, and that is not the quantity or the number that we see, which is the 700, but actually the delegate experience. So we focused so much on delegate experience, that we suddenly realized, wow, we actually have that number. And it's the first time in Bayman history that this became the best version of Bayman. So Beirut Model United Nations took a shift due to the efforts of the teams. And one point I would like to address is that it's not just the teams, it's the family bond we have between these teams. So that's the main point of it, and that's how we got the 700 and the best version.
Thank you, Hosni, for that answer. The second question is, we know that even more delegates were interested in registering for Bayman, but they were unable to do so. How do you view this growing demand of being a Model UN delegate at Bayman?
Yes. For the first part of the question, when it comes to the delegates that were unable to do so, you're gonna see us next year. So and we're gonna have more capacity. So when it comes to the demand that we've witnessed, it's actually extremely wonderful to witness this commitment and this tie to Bayman as a conference, since we are aware of the other UN conferences in Lebanon, and Bayman just made a huge headline when it comes to that. So the delegates that were unable to register, they're definitely gonna be next year. And that was due to, as stated before, the delegate experience that we have showed. whether on media or whether when it came to the two-day conference. We've given delegates, I believe, with the whole secretariat team, that this delegate experience is based around what the delegate does during the conference, from the committee session, from the delegates, from the materials prepared, from the hospitality that we've shown delegates. So this is the main reason that delegates tend to come to Bayman every single year. And most importantly, of course, the social night as a headline. The social night, the event they all wait after Attire Day at the two-day conference. So yes, this is the main tie between Bayman and delegates.
Thank you, Hosni. In relation to the delegates, I'm going to ask a question about that. You were constantly interacting with hundreds of delegates throughout the conference.
Yes.
How were you able to build close connections with so many participants? And were these connections short-lived, or has the community lived on after the conference?
So when it comes to the delegates, most of them are high school and university students. And when the day starts at 8 a.m. and registration opens up, you witness the lines of delegates just standing in front of the registration table, and the friendship begins from there. So you see people that do not know each other slightly communicating with each other before the registration even begins. And then they go into that conference room, and the committee session starts, and delegates in a professional workspace and in a professional manner start to communicate with each other and build this bond that later on, after the conference ends, becomes friendship. So we have multiple members in the Bayman Secretariat that actually were friends from Bayman, and then they became in the Bayman Secretariat together. So it was a lovely example of how Bayman is kind of integrated into that professional way, but at the same time, we never neglect this sort of humanized connection with each other.
Yeah, it brings.
And it definitely, when it comes to the groups later on, delegates between each other made the groups. They start speaking with each other, and the Bayman gossip box. That's a complicated story.
You have a gossip box.
Yes, we do, and actually a Bayman gossip page, which was created by one of the students.
Oh.
Yeah, and we received the feedback also from delegates on our website, on our Bayman email, and the feedback is always, we can't wait for next year.
That's very nice. Thank you so much, Hosni. Now we're going to talk about yearbook. So the tradition that basically captures all of our memories in one place. Rana, we're going to start with the first question. So the first question is, we recognize that this academic year has been particularly challenging for students. What do you think stood out in the year that you were part of the logistics team, you were the head of logistics, and what story did you want the yearbook to tell about this year?
Honestly, to start off, I'd like to say it has been a challenging year indeed for all of us. And honestly, for AUB Yearbook, it has been very challenging to form a cabinet, work on the yearbook, host the shoots in short amount of time.
Yeah.
It has been a struggle in order for us to move very fast. Not only, it has been also challenging for us to host the shoots in short amount of time, to accommodate all the people. Some people are in med school, they are abroad. Some people, we didn't get the chance, before they leave to take their pictures. Some people, all of these are a form of struggle for us, because we don't also have a lot of time to finish the shoots.
Yes.
Not only, it has been also challenging to form the yearbook, knowing we have some people that are missing in our book. And it's very sad because we cannot forget what we passed through this year, which was the war. And it has been a phase in our life that we will not forget. And I think it's one of the things that stood out for me in the AUB yearbook, because with all of these challenges, we were able to form the teams. We were able to host the shoots. We were able this year to take 1,561 pictures of students.
Wow. Amazing.
And put them in the AUB yearbook. And not only, soon we will be able also to finish the AUB yearbook and see your faces when you open this book.
To add on to what Rana mentioned, and as the senior editor for Yearbook, it's not just a quick walk in, snap a picture, and leave.
Yeah.
The behind the scenes of having your yearbook picture is, as Rana mentioned, an actual struggle for the cabinet and the whole team. So I really thank you, Rana, and the entire team for their hard work.
Thank you for
Thank you, Yasmin.
bringing up the behind the scenes. I think everyone needed to get an insight into that.
Yes.
That being said, we're gonna go to the second question, Rana. So you kind of answered it, but maybe we can go into more detail about it.
Yes.
What kind of reaction are you hoping to see from students when they open the yearbook for the first time?
I'm hoping to see at first the nostalgic feeling of opening the book that holds all of these people's memories. Because most of us participate in club activities or big events such as AUB Outdoors or AUB Rally Paper. So it's very exciting to see our pictures, our happy moments and everything. And I expect them to feel also a bit speechless.
Yeah.
Having no words, seeing this book after opening pages of the war and the hardships we endured, and then opening and seeing our memories in this book. So I'm hoping to see also the pictures of behind the scenes of AUB Yearbook while the students are putting for the first time their cap and gowns. What will be their reactions? We all we will able to capture this on cameras. We will try to show them also in our yearbook. So I hope all of this will be able to be shown in our book.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you, Rana.
Thank you.
The final question I have for you is kind of asking for a spoiler. So we know we haven't seen the yearbook yet, but without giving too much away, did you have to think about whether you wanted to stick to like the traditional yearbook, the way that it looks, the original format, or did you add something new this year?
Honestly, I'm gonna give you a small hint.
A small hint.
Small hint. This year we will try to shift a bit the theme.
Okay.
But hopefully next year you will see some new things. So
Okay.
for this year we will try to stay in between the traditional one and also shifting to a new one. And hopefully in the coming years we will see a big shift of the AUB yearbook and its way of operating.
That's exciting. Thank you, Rana.
Stay tuned.
Okay, now I have a general question for the others, particularly the ones who graduated.
Oh,
Sorry, Hosni.
I'm the only one here that didn't graduate.
Thanks.
People think I graduated, so I can answer.
Okay, so that's two basic.
Okay, anyone can answer if they think they can chime in. So, for our graduates / undergraduates,
I'll come up with a feedback in 2 years.
For the people with FOMO, actually.
yeah. How did you feel on the day you took your cap and gown pictures? And those who witnessed the cap and gown pictures. Maria, let's start with you.
Wow, I felt like crying. It was the first time I wear a cap and gown, and Rana actually helped me, and she was so nice
She helped
to
me too.
Head of logistics.
Shout out Rana.
She was actually so nice to me because she was in such a time crunch, but she let me take my pictures.
Yeah.
And why was it the first time? Because when I graduated from school, we only wore white dresses. We did not have caps or gowns. So it was such an emotional moment to me, and I don't think I'll ever forget it, because this was truly the moment where I saw myself in a cap and gown. I felt like, I felt this rush and this feeling of nostalgia, as Rana was saying, that I was graduating from AUB.
Thank you, Maria, for sharing. Yasmin?
Every single time I went to fill in some shifts, I would see how the students would wear the cap and gown, and I would tear up every single time, because AUB is a place I never want to leave. I would never want to leave AUB, because the experience that AUB exposes us into is an amazing experience. And then when I wore my own cap and gown, I came into this, it's like a reality check, I'm graduating, I'm leaving AUB. And so it's a bittersweet feeling. but
Definitely.
I believe the AUB yearbook team Amjad spot on work.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Hosni, did you witness
Well,
anything about
Yes,
the
while
cap and gown?
wearing the cap and gown.
Well, you wore it. Did you
uh,
see other people wearing it?
Actually, last year I was a part of the photography of the yearbook team, and that's how I got to meet Rana.
Rana.
And it was I actually wore the cap and gown.
Oh.
It's not for the sake of graduating, for the sake of taking a picture.
Yeah.
And it felt good. That's it.
Thank you, Hosni.
As a person that witnessed the AUB yearbook, it's very hard to see people leaving. I'd like to say, because all my friends are graduating, I am the person who is putting these caps and gowns on them, and seeing
Yeah.
them leave is a different kind of feeling. Not only my professor slash the chairperson of the PSPA department, Dr. Ohanes, when I came to visit him in the office, he was like, there's something different about AUB. We get so attached to the people, to the campus,
Yeah.
to the professors in a way that is different. And I saw this when I saw the people leaving. I witnessed it, I felt it all.
Thank you, Rana, for sharing. Khalil?
So the first feeling I felt while wearing the cap and gown is honestly that I looked like a penguin.
I relate. I felt the same way.
But there's this kind of royalty that comes with wearing something draped black
I see the vision, yeah.
with, you know, the, I don't know what it's called, the orange thing as an engineer. It was
Yeah.
just
the hood.
royal. I felt like I was superior somehow.
That gives
An
off
engineer.
engineering
With all
vibes.
his
That's an
business.
actual
No,
engineer.
with all
With all yes. So yeah, that would be it.
Thank you for sharing.
By the way, this was the first time me meeting Khalil, putting
Before,
his
yeah.
before any paper.
Good to know. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing, and Rana specifically. And now we're gonna move to the last, but definitely not least. Let's talk about the rally paper, an event known for being unpredictable and very unique.
Yes.
So my first question for you is, some of the challenges you set seem nearly impossible, and several people thought that. Was there one in particular you thought would be too tricky, but a team still managed to pull it off?
Yes, definitely. So, as an organizer of the rally paper, we actually work on creating challenges that are shocking for students. But what we really want to convey is that at the rally paper, or at AUB specifically, we can turn the impossible into possible.
Yeah.
So one challenge that we thought none of the teams were going to complete was one we hosted in the region of Zarour. So what we did is that we filled a bath with flour, rotten fish, sardine, mayonnaise,
God.
things that are disgusting. This is just a small amount of what we've bought: soya sauce, teriyaki sauce, whatever. And a girl had to dive into it while a guy would hold her feet, and she needs to search for 4 micro keys. So they're so small, she needs to feel every single inch of the bath to find them.
Well,
But it turns out that all of the teams
Did it?
had the confidence and the courage to do it. But the only thing that set teams apart was the duration in which they were able to find these keys and proceed with the challenge. But yes, it was pretty surprising. But as soon as you know it's following our goal and our mantra, then we're happy.
Wow.
I
I'm
have,
still
I have
shocked by
huge
this.
respect for the people who did that.
Yes, me too. Okay. So, Khalil, we know that you guys joined OZA this year. So what motivated this decision? And do you think that this could encourage other faculties to join, like FAS?
And it's really a question I wanted to answer
Yeah.
and to spread. But I'd say that we got to take the decision to be part of OZA by contemplating other OZA-related events like Bayman, Outdoors, and many others. And we saw how successful they were throughout the years. And now that we experienced it as part of OZA, so the rally paper, we saw that OZA is able to ease many financial burdens and also logistical problems, which isn't achievable by students, just
Yeah.
students at AUB. So this was very helpful. As for the second part of the question, the most important one
Yeah.
for me, it was always misunderstood that the rally paper was an MSFEA thing. It's only focused for engineers, and it's always engineers that win because it's them that host it. And we were very, very happy that FAS was there this year. They did a
Yes.
great job. They were our favorite team as organizers, honestly, no filters. But we definitely encourage other faculties to be part of it. And now that we are in OZA, and OZA represents all students, no matter the faculty, the background, the major, the minor, whatever. It's their time to form a team like FAS this year, hopefully next year, and to have the time of their lives.
My final question to you is, Rally Paper is the only organization with 3 leaders, you, Elia, and Edmo. What do you think makes the experience of a leading team unique and different from being the sole leader?
Yes, thank you for this question. I believe that being a leading team was a very important part of the success of Rally Paper, because I believe that each one of us was able to contribute something to the table. So to host an event that's that huge, dynamic, hectic, unpredictable, as you said, you need a lot of diversity in ideologies and opinion, creativity, but also connections. Connections are very important. So in terms of sponsorships, but also in terms of questions related to celebrities, influencers, and all of that. And you've heard all the backlash that happened with some famous influencers.
Oh,
But,
yes, I think I know what you're talking about. It's clicking now.
Yes, but I believe that no one ruled over the other, and like between the 3 of us, but also each one completed the other in a way. So it was like a puzzle that's made of 3 pieces. And I believe that I couldn't have made the Rally Paper without Elia, and equally with Edmond. And I think they believe and feel the same way. So
Beautiful answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so on that note, we will conclude our roundtable discussion. This discussion was essential because it showed us the behind the scenes, the perspective of these organizations from these students' shoes. And I want to thank everyone here today for joining us. And on behalf of Outlook, we were so happy to be able to join you throughout this year to cover your events and to host you today. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.